Hello and welcome to this new session, specifically dedicated for us to talk about our customers that are running the Nintex for SharePoint products. And as you know, Microsoft kind of likes to change the rules ever so slightly or every so often, and this is one of those cases. So we're here to talk about the transition options effectively, and so. With me today, I've got James from Nintex. Thank you for coming.
No problem, Bertrand.
And also I've got Ibrahim, who's one of our top, process experts at AMO, who's going to tell us a bit more about, those options that you guys have when it comes to transition. Welcome. Thanks for being with us today, guys. So the agenda is very straightforward. We're going to talk a little bit about us as businesses, AMO first, and then moving on to the Nintex, talking about the product sets as well. And James will tell us about, the reasons why we're here in the first place, and talk about, this challenge that's coming to us in the next few months. And then, of course, I'll hand over to Ibrahim for him to tell us a bit more about those transition options, what different paths you can entertain to move from the old world to the new world, and finally we're going to have a bit of a panel discussion around the ins and outs of those programs of work that you guys we are going to embark on, and that will be it for today. Now, the format of this session actually is a little bit different from what we used to do. So today is effectively the informational kind of webinar where we give you, we try and be as generic as possible around, the state of play, around your options, etc. But the important piece is actually upcoming, where we will be organising in-person workshops in London. And we're going to talk a bit more about that at the end of the session. So we're going to be able to get started. If you have any questions, of course, please use the Q&A box, and we are going to answer those questions live. So you can get going doing the streaming of this show. Gentlemen, ready to go?
Ready.
Fabulous. Okay, so let's get started on AMO consultancy, and why are we here? What do we do in this landscape? So the core of our business effectively is to build and design custom business applications, and of course all of those applications that we build for our very varied customer base are effectively focused on business processes. So technically, you would think about the workflows, you'd think about forms, etc. So our work revolves around those. It revolves around automation. And of course, in order for us to deliver those beautiful business applications, we leverage a number of technologies, of which Nintex, the Nintex stack is part of. So the way we typically go about those apps and the processes that that we build are effectively segregated into two different categories. It's either we will work with you as customers to build bespoke applications that will support your the back-end processes, the corporate services. So typically the cost centers. So that would be your HR potentially, your finance, your IT, your legal. And there, the challenges that we have typically revolve around doing more with less and ensuring performance. Then on the other side of the spectrum, we also focus on core business processes. Then of course it's slightly different, because here we're talking about the revenue making machine, and then the challenges that we solve in this area are typically around the innovation piece, bringing new service lines to the market, and offer competitive advantage. So that's I guess a little bit about us as a business. So I will now be able to hand over to James to tell us a bit more about Nintex.
Thanks, Bertrand. Thanks very much for inviting me today, Bertrand. It's good to be here. Let me start off just by giving you a bit of an intro to Nintex, although I'm assuming a lot of the people on the call already know Nintex very well. And for those of you who have worked with Nintex over the years, you'll know that our philosophy has always been about making things simple, making it easy to build workflows and automate processes across your business. We believe that with the advancement of artificial intelligence, combining AI with automation is only going to drive more automation and quicker value from processes that you automate. So what our philosophy remains is making things simple, combining AI with automation just to drive further efficiencies and accelerate business success across your business. Now, I thought it'd be appropriate just to give a bit of the background on Nintex, as it really does kind of set the context for where we sit today. So Nintex was founded in 2006 at the time that SharePoint was really exploding across enterprises. SharePoint was being used for a variety of different use cases across businesses, whether that's for collaboration, for portals, even websites, but automation and workflow was a part of that. And at the time, the tools that Microsoft offered out of the box didn't really lack the complexity required to meet some of those use cases. It was also very developer-led, so you need kind of the technical expertise to build these processes. So Nintex saw a gap in the market, built our low-code drag-and-drop workflow interface to enable customers to really quickly build workflow and automate processes within their SharePoint environment. And Nintex were very successful in that for the next probably 10 years, solely focusing on the SharePoint market and building up several thousand customers around the world, really relying on Nintex as their workflow automation tool inside their SharePoint environment. Now, around about 2016, Nintex ventured for the first time outside that SharePoint ecosystem, primarily through external investment, which enabled us to go out into the market and acquire several other automation vendors, which you'll see on the slide here. So what we've done is really bring a set of automation solutions into the Nintex portfolio that includes things like document generation, the ability to map out and understand processes before you start automating, which is the ProMap acquisition. Then on to K2, which is obviously the topic today, to bring that business process automation into the Nintex portfolio, and then further acquisitions for e-signature, RPA, and 12 months ago, the acquisition of Squid for further app dev capabilities. So what we've done over the years is they bring together several automation technologies into the Nintex portfolio, which is kind of where we sit today. So what we see within the platform and what we predict businesses will start to see is really use an automation platform to replace a lot of the SaaS technology that customers acquire. And if you look at maybe look in your organization and just evaluate and assess how many SaaS solutions you have in play, it can lead into the hundreds in some of the large enterprises. So we predict companies will start to consolidate some of those SaaS applications and build custom solutions to deliver some of those applications today. So if you look at the three pillars around identification, orchestration, and experience, it's really we're tying in those solutions that we've acquired over the years into a true platform that is leveraging AI for design, runtime, and optimization. So AI is definitely at the core of what we're doing at Nintex. We want to make it easy for you to build and deploy solutions, primarily around automation. So that's where the AI for design comes in. We want to use AI for runtime to improve the experience for the user, whether that's doing auto translation into different languages. And then finally, AI for optimization, that continual improvement loop. So utilizing AI to try and improve processes and help you drive more efficiency. So that brings us to where we are today and to talk about the reasons why we're here. So around about 2 years ago, Microsoft announced that they will stop supporting the SharePoint 2010 workflow engine in 2026. So this is officially deprecated. Microsoft gave everyone good warning of this, but still many customers are still sitting on SharePoint and have something to do and a decision to make. Now, Nintex is built utilizing that engine, so that's why we need to look at what are the options for transitioning out of that landscape by the date of April 2026. Now, there's two important points here. One is that Nintex for SharePoint on-prem, the 2010 workflow engine is deprecated, so that would be no longer supported by Microsoft from 2026. If you're actually running on Office 365, so SharePoint Online, Microsoft is completely retiring that engine that Nintex leverages. So as of 2026, if you have any workflows on SharePoint Online, they will cease to run. So we have a big problem there. So yeah, we need to look at what are the options, and that's really what we're going to be talking about. And I'm going to hand over to Ibrahim to start looking at what options you have for your workflows.
Okay, thank you guys for your introduction. As James just mentioned, with the end of support for the SharePoint workflow engine, it's crucial to choose the right strategy for the future of your Nintex workflow. In this section, we'll explore the available options to ensure you can continue automating your business processes effectively. The starting point we have considered here is the combination of your SharePoint on-prem platform, whether it's SharePoint 2019, 16, or any other version, and your Nintex for SharePoint solution. For this setup, there are two main directions you can take. The first one is your organization ready to move to a cloud-based solutions, or you may prefer to remain on-premise for operational and compliance reasons. Whichever path you choose, there are solutions available to support your transition. Also, we will be covering the case of Nintex for Office 365 in this presentation. So we talked about two options. The first one is moving to a cloud environment with SharePoint Online. This approach enables a complete modernization of your environment by leveraging Microsoft and Nintex cloud services. As with any cloud solution, this comes with key benefits, including greater scalability, automatic updates, and a more flexible ecosystem. Here are three primary platforms choices when it comes to transitioning your workflows. The first one is Nintex Automation Cloud, or NAC, Nintex K2 Cloud, and Power Platform, which is a fully Microsoft-based approach. We'll go into more details about each platform later in this presentation. The second option is staying on-prem with SharePoint SE. For organizations that still have cloud constraints or require on-prem infrastructure, upgrading to SharePoint Server Subscription Edition combined with Nintex Automation K2 can be a viable alternative. These options provide a broad direction to help you start thinking about the best transition path for your organization. Now, let's take a closer look at the specific Nintex solutions I have just mentioned. While Nintex for SharePoint was a robust solution, it was heavily dependent on SharePoint on-premises and its workflow engine. With NAC, you gain a completely independent platform, one that's more flexible, scalable, and future-proof. Here's how NAC enhances and expands upon the capabilities of Nintex for SharePoint. First, it's 100% cloud-based solution, meaning no more on-prem servers. With NAC, you eliminate the need for SharePoint servers, freeing yourself from infrastructure management, maintenance, and updates. This means no more worrying about SharePoint workflow dependencies, and always up to date with the latest features and enhancements. Second, it provides a more intuitive and modern user experience. NAC has been designed to make automation more accessible and efficient for all users, offering a drag-and-drop, no-code, low-code environment for easy workflow design, pre-built templates to accelerate your workflow creation, and a centralized dashboard where users can track and manage all their workflow tasks in one place, regardless of the workflow they are assigned to. Third, greater scalability and flexibility. NAC goes beyond SharePoint, allowing you to automate workflows across your entire business ecosystem, including CRM, ERP, databases, and other SaaS platforms, and over 100 native integrations, including Microsoft products, Salesforce, SAP, ServiceNow, and more. And number 4, it improves performance and reliability. Unlike Nintex for SharePoint, NAC is not constrained by SharePoint server limitations. It offers optimized performance for handling high volume of workflows, guaranteed availability with a cloud-based infrastructure managed by Nintex. With NAC, you are not just getting a workflow engine. You are adopting a complete business process automation platform. First, no-code automation. Build advanced workflows with ease. 2, it's intelligent and responsive forms. It captures and processes data from any device. 3, optimized document management. Seamlessly integrate with SharePoint Online, OneDrive, and other cloud platforms. 4, native connectors. It integrates NAC effortlessly with any enterprise applications like SAP, Salesforce, Dynamics 365, and so on. 5, analytics and reporting. It monitors workflow performance with bulk in dashboard. By moving to Nintex Automation Cloud, organizations can modernize their automation strategy, gain more flexibility, and ensure their processes are future-ready. Now, let's take a closer look at the other platform options available for your transitions. Nintex Automation, or K2, is a powerful automation platform that offers 2 deployment options, a cloud version and a fully on-prem option. This means that regardless of your chosen strategy, K2 can be adapted to your organization's needs. Just like NAC, K2 allows you to build workflows and forms, but it goes ever further. In reality, we are talking about a true low-code application development platform, enabling the creation of fully fledged business applications. With its advanced customization capabilities and sophisticated process orchestration, K2 is designed for organizations that require flexibility and deeper integration with their existing system. To get started, K2 offers a highly flexible approach to modeling, automating, and orchestrating complex business processes. Unlike basic workflow tools, it allows you to, first, design and manage complex workflows that span multiple systems. 2, seamlessly integrate third-party services and databases. 3, handle advanced approvals and escalations with automated processes. Beyond traditional workflows, K2 provides a comprehensive task and case management system, allowing you to first track and prioritize tasks based on urgency and business rules. 2, improve collaboration with case resolution tools and real-time updates. At its core, K2 is a low-code platform, but it also offers the extensibility developers need to create highly customized solutions. It provides 1, API-driven integrations, so you can connect your K2 system with external systems, databases, and REST APIs. Custom connectors. If the native integration don't cover your needs, custom connectors can be built for your unique systems. 3, a powerful form designer, so you can build your custom user interfaces without writing code by applying the predefined K2 themes, or you can apply and customize your forms by applying your own CSS style. Theming and branding flexibility, so you can apply corporate branding across applications for different departments and regions. 5, reusability at its core, so you can design reusable workflows, forms, and methods to accelerate development. Build once, reuse anywhere. Also, K2 delivers an enhanced user experience with modern dashboards, real-time process visualization, and adaptable deployment options. So you can deploy your K2 solution on-prem environment for full control and compliance, or private cloud for a balance and scalability and security, or for a hybrid model that combines cloud and on-prem flexibility. With Nintex Automation K2, you are not just automating workflows. You are building fully functional business applications that integrate seamlessly with your IT ecosystem. To summarize, the choice between K2 and NAC largely depends on how you intend to use your automation platform. K2 is designed for handling complex workflows and is best suited for enterprises with demanding process automation needs. Nintex Automation Cloud, on the other hand, is ideal for quick, targeted automation, focusing on specific tasks and immediate business needs. When it comes to customization, K2 offers a highly flexible environment, allowing businesses to tailor their interfaces and user experience to precise organizational needs. In contrast, NAC follows a more standardized approach, leveraging pre-built templates and out-of-the-box functionalities. This makes deployment faster and easier, but with less room of deep customization. From an integration perspective, K2 stands out in its ability to connect with legacy systems and custom-built applications, making it the ideal choice for organizations with complex, pre-existing infrastructures. NAC, on the other hand, is optimized for modern cloud-native tools, ensuring seamless integration with services like Microsoft 365, Teams, and Power Platform. So, if your goal is to implement enterprise-wide automation covering multiple departments and critical business processes, then K2 is likely the best fit. However, if you are looking for department-level automation with rapid deployment and ease of use, then NAC may be a better choice. Ultimately, both platforms have their strengths. The right choice depends on your organization's structure, automation strategy, and long-term objectives. Now, let's move on to how you can transition to these platforms seamlessly. So in this table, we are showing three different scenarios: Nintex for Office 365, Nintex for SharePoint on-prem and planning to move to cloud, and Nintex for SharePoint on-prem with the plan to stay on-prem. For Nintex for SharePoint Office 365, we have two options: either to go with NAC, and this transition will be easy because Nintex provided a migration tool that will migrate all your existing solution on Nintex for SharePoint Online to NAC using this migration tool. A second option is to move your solution to Power Platform. As Power Platform is a Microsoft cloud-based solution, so you will be working on the same environment with SharePoint, but in this case, you will not be able to migrate your solution to Power Platform as we don't have this migration tool between both environments. For Nintex for SharePoint on-prem and planning to move to cloud, you have three options. The first one is moving your solution to NAC, and with this transition, Nintex provided the migration tool. You can use it and migrate everything easily. The second option is Power Platform. Also, you are working on the same environment, but you need to rebuild everything from scratch. Or you can migrate it to Nintex Automation Cloud K2. And in this case, you will need to use the AMO Accelerator, which we'll talk about it later. If you are using Nintex for SharePoint on-prem and planning to stay on-prem, you have an option to migrate your solution to Nintex Automation K2 on-prem using the AMO Accelerator that we will explain in the next slide. As you can see, depending on your chosen transition path, whether moving to the cloud, staying on-prem, or adopting a hybrid approach, different tools and strategies come into play. Our role is to help you identify the best route based on your business needs and technical landscape. One key enabler in this transition is the AMO Accelerator, which we will discuss in just a moment. This tailored framework is designed to facilitate a smooth and structured migration, whether you are shifting from Nintex for SharePoint to Nintex K2 or modernizing your automation approach altogether. One crucial takeaway here is that waiting until the last minute is not an option. The sooner you start evaluating your transition and planning ahead, the smoother and more efficient your move will be. When moving from Nintex for SharePoint to Nintex Automation K2, one of the biggest concerns is how do we ensure a smooth transition without disrupting operations? At AMO, we have developed a tailored solution to address this challenge, the AMO Accelerator. But before we go any further, it's important to understand one key point. This is not just a migration, it's a transformation. With K2, we are not simply transferring existing workflows. We are restructuring and optimizing your environment to maximize performance, flexibility, and efficiency. So what's the AMO Accelerator? It's a framework designed to simplify and accelerate your transition from Nintex for SharePoint to K2. But it's not just a conversion tool. It's a complete set of pre-built components that allow us to, one, analyze and rethink your processes to take advantage of K2's advanced capabilities. 2, optimize and consolidate multiple SharePoint workflows into a single, more efficient process. 3, automate application creation using a pre-configured K2 foundation tailored to your business needs. And most importantly, the AMO Accelerator is not a one-size-fits-all tool. Each implementation is customized to fit the specific needs and goals of your organization. One of the biggest challenges with Nintex for SharePoint was the technical limitations, which often led to a large number of workflows being created just to manage a single business process. This resulted in increased complexity, heavy maintenance, and scalability issues. But with K2, these limitations no longer exist. So this means we can, first, reduce the number of workflows by a factor of 5 to 10. One workflow can replace multiple Nintex for SharePoint workflows. Second, we can improve the performance and maintainability. Fewer workflows mean less effort spent on maintenance and future upgrades. Third, enhance flexibility. K2 provides a more scalable architecture that seamlessly integrates with other enterprise systems. So even if you currently have a large number of existing workflows, once you have made that transition, you will benefit from a more structured, high performance, and low maintenance environment. So the AMO Accelerator is more than just a transition tool. It's a structured approach that gives you the autonomy to manage future applications independently. First, it gives you a pre-configured K2 foundation, as we implement a ready-to-use architecture that serves as the base for all your future applications. Second, a structured and aligned framework that ensures consistency and governance across your applications while still allowing flexibility. Third, a fast-track approach to transformation, because with our framework, you can generate a fully operational K2 application in just a few steps. And most importantly, we provide training and guided pilot transitions so that once the initial migration is complete, your teams will be fully equipped to manage future K2 applications autonomously. In summary, the AMO Accelerator is far more than just a migration tool. It's a gateway to stronger, more scalable, and more efficient automation platform. With this optimized approach, you will significantly reduce the number of workflows, improve performance and maintainability, and gain full autonomy in developing and evolving your business applications. With that, I will now hand it back to Bertrand to open up the discussion for questions.
Right, okay. Well, thank you guys for the presentation today. And yeah, I think now it's time for a few questions that we've received. The first of which was, well, probably for you, James, around the licensing kind of aspect of this change, because of course we focused a lot on how technically and we can move from A to B and how potentially the businesses should get ready for this change. But then from a commercial standpoint, how do you guys support this change?
Okay, yeah. So we know that this transition is not easy. As you highlighted, Ibrahim, if you're moving from SharePoint on-prem, you want to remain on-prem and move your workflows and processes to Nintex Automation K2. There's no quick way to do that. There's no migration tool to do that as it stands today. So we know that it could be very complex if you've got hundreds, if not thousands of workflows built already. So we understand that this is going to take some time. Our goal as Nintex is for you, the customer, to remain with Nintex and continue your automation journey, if you like, with Nintex technology, whether that is K2 or the legacy Nintex SharePoint workflow. So from a licensing perspective, we're very flexible. We've had occasions already where we're helping customers do this transition, and we can offer licenses side by side. So we don't want customers having to pay double the cost for two solutions when you're going through this transition. So we're very open to working out what makes sense for the individual case and the customer, and certainly giving you the licenses over that period of 12, 18 months, whatever it takes for you to complete this transition.
Okay, thank you. Right.
So question from myself, actually, just with regard, and alluded to there, that we have some customers that have invested heavily in Nintex workflow for SharePoint and potentially built hundreds of workflows on that technology. So let's take an example. We've got a customer that has 500 workflows currently in use on the SharePoint environment. Could you give us an idea of kind of what that would look like in terms of the time, the complexity, and how you'd approach that?
Yes, yes, and I think probably the 500 number is not an uncommon number. We've seen it a number of times, and actually, it probably shows you the strength of that platform in the first place, and the fact that it is heavily used, across those enterprises. For us, the whole point of the accelerator that Ibrahim kind of talked to us about earlier is really to accelerate the transition. And by that, we mean that we will leverage the framework that we will deliver on top of K2 to those customers. And again, it's a bespoke framework that will be built for those customers specifically. And we're going to leverage that in order to, and I really use this term willingly, to translate the old world to the new world. Mm-hmm. And why are we saying this? Is that effectively, where you would have 10 or 15 workflows that would do a function, the reality is when you get into K2, if you were to remain on-prem, this will probably translate into a single workflow doing all of what the 15 previous workflows were doing. So, the ratio that we've seen in the past is between 1 to 5 to 1 to 10. So it's really to that magnitude. So then to try and go back to your question around, well, it's a bit daunting, right? To want to migrate those workflows. The reality is the combination of the new technology and the power of those new workflow engines and the framework mean that you've got your work cut out already. And so that transition is very, very quick. And again, you will actually end up with a lot less workflows, a lot less maintenance, yet actually getting a lot more opportunities to do more with those workflows, those forms that you were using earlier.
Okay, that's great. So streamlining and optimizing as you transition.
Exactly. Yes, that's the goal. Yes, absolutely. I think there was another
question is for you, James. Do you think customers need to deal with partners in order to do this transition from Nintex for SharePoint?
Yeah, that's a good question. So as a vendor, we are the experts in our technology. We built the technology, we support the technology, but what we don't really have is the expertise out in the field, if you like. Yes, we have some professional services in-house, but they're really dedicated to supporting the solutions and the product, not actually the business use cases and supporting customers in their business processes. And that's really where partners like AMO come in with their wealth of experience of working in different industries and different types of customers from small, medium to large. I think that's really where you add the value. And back to your point there, kind of streamlining and optimizing as you do this. This isn't just a migration. It's not lifting and shifting. No. It needs a partner's expertise out in the field to really kind of truly transition you off onto the Nintex Automation K2 platform.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. Hopefully it was insightful for you guys to understand, the different paths that you can take. And I will conclude on the fact that if you have not registered yet to the in-person workshops in London, please do so. They will take place on the 23rd and 24th of April. And again, bear in mind that the whole idea behind those kind of face-to-face meetings will be that we can focus on your ecosystem and the way you today leverage those workflows, and to then try and give you the best route possible, the best outcome possible for you to do the transition successfully. That's all we've got today. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
See you later.
See you.